Hello and welcome to my yoga and movement class. Today we will learn a pose called tree pose. And before we get into tree pose, we'll warm up a little bit. So let's do a game where we move around the mat in our own wiggle running dance. And when the music stops, we come on our mat and you copy the poses I show you. So let's run around, around and run, run around, run around, run around, run around, run around the mat. And then you stop, find your mat. Let's do mountain pose. Hold it for 5 counts. And then again, and move around, and move around, and move around, and move around, move around, and move around, move around, and back to your mat. Let's reach up to the sun. It's called upper worship, reaching up. Strong, long body. And down, and a wiggle around, and a wiggle around, and a wiggle and do your dance, and a wiggle around, and a wiggle around, a wiggle around, and back to your mat. This time I'll do downward facing dog. On your hands and on your feet. Long line. And push your weight away from your hands. Spread your fingers wide. Make your body long. And hold it here for 5 counts. And slowly come out. And move again. And move around. Move and move around. And move around. And then you find your mat. Let's go into a pose called plank position. That's like a push-up position. So you want to be really strong with your core. Step on your hands and on your feet. And can you hold it for 5 counts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on up. And last time. And a move around, and a move around, and a move around, and a move around. A move around your mat. Around and round and find your mat. Let's go now from downward facing dog to upward facing dog. On your hands and feet. And rolling forward. And look straight out. This is up dog. Yeah. And down dog, look to your toes. And up dog, look straight out. And down dog, look to your pose. And up dog, look straight out. Good. And then slowly coming out. Did you get warm? Yes. Good. So remember to go in and out of your yoga poses slowly so you don't get hurt. So let's talk about tree pose. We stand on one foot. Let's start out with baby tree. Turn one foot out with your heel just by your ankle. You're rolling out your hip, and that brings your knee to the side, because a tree pose is a hip opener. Good. So here in baby tree, it's a little easier to balance with your toes on the floor. Good. And let's do that on the other side. Ground that foot. The right foot and bring your left foot just above your ankle and the toes on the floor. Baby tree. And coming out. And other side again. This time we do a little bigger tree. I call that the teenager tree. So you'll come up. Now you need to balance on one foot. And bring the other foot, as you roll out your hip, bring it on your lower leg. Just below your knee. Zip up your belly and stand nice and tall. And have a smile behind your face. Now if it's hard to balance, you can hold on to a shelf like mine or to the wall. And falling out of the pose and coming back in is just part of balancing, so don't worry. And coming out and switch. Teenager tree. Good. And coming out. And now let's do what I call the grown-up tree, the big tree. This time we roll the hip out and then you drag your foot up and bring it all the way up, up, up above your knee. If you cannot put it above your knee, you don't want to put it on your knee. That's a no-no, because you can hurt your knee that way. Then you go just back down to teenager tree. That's fine. Remember, practice makes perfect. So if you're not there yet, don't worry. We always have easier options to do the pose. And breathing here, and you can hold on again to balance. Now if you are really stable here, you can let your branches grow. Yay! And you could even look up. That's more tricky. And I start to wobble. And bring the hands to your heart and come slowly out and shake it out. This is making your standing leg very strong because it has to hold you. Other side, grown-up tree. Roll your hip open. Bring your foot all the way up above your knee. And if that's too hard, just go right back under the knee. Zip up your belly. Stand nice and tall. And don't forget to breathe. Good. Let your branches grow. Reach out. Look up if you can. And forward. Hands down. And shake it out. Yes, you just mastered tree pose. And there's 3 variations. Baby tree, teenager tree, and grown-up tree. Now trees are so important on our planet. Trees can make oxygen, which we need to breathe air in. And also trees give us shelter. When it's sunny, they give us a shade. Trees are also home to a lot of birds. And trees can provide us with food and medicine. So as we pretend to be a tree, we can get very strong and we can learn how to stand very grounded as we would have roots on our feet, just like a tree. So thank you for doing yoga and movement with me. Namaste.